That's right, guys. It's my favorite time of the year again, aka exam season, aka time for another generational lock-in. This semester, we only have 4 exams, 3 that actually matter. And once again, I know next to nothing about all of them. This semester, I'm determined to not only ace all of my exams, but to actually understand what is happening in these classes. With all that being said, let's go over the schedule for the next 2 weeks. Today is Wednesday the 3rd. My first exam is next Thursday. Then I've got another one the 15th, and then 2 on the 18th. 1 in the morning, which is online, open book, so it doesn't really count as an exam. I'm not gonna study for that one. And 1 in the afternoon, which is actually my hardest class. For that class, I also have a presentation in there somewhere. I forget the day. With that being said, you guys know the drill. It's time to go get and lock in and everything else that comes with it. And with that, I packed my things, grabbed my emotional support Sean, and we hit the road to do some work. Unsurprisingly, since we were starting our day at 12 p.m., everywhere we went was packed. So instead of settling down to begin the grind, we actually wasted about 30 minutes taking the long way to get to campus. Once we eventually got there, we hit up our home base of the math building and then tried to find a secluded classroom. But unfortunately, all of them were just filled with people giving judgmental looks. People are definitely in this class. So instead, we decided to settle for this big green room. Now, only 40 minutes after I left the house, I could finally begin to lock in. Although I still felt an intense urge to doom scroll, so I set my phone up recording a time lapse. I found that forcibly removing myself from the thing that distracts me most actually helped a lot with my studying, which is really surprising. After about 2 hours, we decided we needed a change of scenery, so we walked around campus until we just so happened to stumble into the pub. I can't even lie to you guys, the pub was arguably the best study spot I've found in my 4 years of university. I don't know what it is, but I think something about just having a beer while you study just actually makes you want to do the work. So, with beer in hand, I dialed in for the next 2.5 hours, and then by 5:40, I had finished everything I'd wanted to do for the day, so I headed home. You know what, gang? Despite my productivity today, I do not want to do this again tomorrow. I feel just tired and I don't really want to do all this tomorrow. However, that does not matter. What the fuck?
I just wanted to be included the second I realized this wasn't for class.
Despite the fact I don't want to do this anymore, I'm gonna persevere because you gotta think of the long-term goals and not just the short-term, you know? As much as I want to just sit around drinking beer all day, that's not a feasible reality that I can live in. So I have to, and so I will be locking in again tomorrow. You will see my emotional support Sean once again. Anyways, that's day 1. Day 1 or 1 day. After a nice sleep in until 10 a.m., I can firmly say that I still do not want to do work. I'm already way ahead of schedule. There's still a week before my first exam, so I'm chilling. Today, more of the same as yesterday. I'm going to be studying for a different class. I'm less excited for this one because I took a lot less notes, and this is a lot of notation that I don't want to do. If you guys know differential equations, what is it? Who knows? That's what I'm coming to find out today. Currently whipping up breakfast, then we'll be back to it. Honestly, y'all, doing this segment made me really gain respect for those people who record themselves like getting groceries and stuff, because this was so tedious. I had to go back inside, grab my tripod. I felt so embarrassed. I can't even imagine how these people do it in public. But anyways, with that, I began my walk to campus. I walked by the hellhole that is Stauffer Library and Douglas Library during exam season, and made it back to my home base of Jeffrey Hall. Now, when I said earlier that this class is very notation heavy, I was not lying. Yesterday, to cover all the material for that class, I spent just about 4 to 5 hours just purely studying. Today, to not even finish covering all the material, I spent 8 hours. Thankfully, the content itself is not that intense, but the fact I was able to sit myself downstairs in the basement of Jeffrey Hall, just forcing myself to do work for 8 hours, is honestly kind of impressive. Thankfully, at about 7 p.m., we had a guest lecturer come in, and they really taught me the fundamentals of everything I needed to know.
Quark is very well versed in this. The only person more well versed in quantum mechanics than Quark is the Bible.
And so with that, almost like magic, we just somehow happened to stumble back into the pub again. And so for the second day in a row, with beer in hand, I dialed in for an hour, and then we proceeded to head home. I'd say this has been a pretty successful day. I got, honestly, a lot more work done than I thought I would, but that's mostly because the class I was reviewing for had a lot more work than I was expecting. But I'm honestly really proud of myself. The exam for that one isn't for another 10 days, and I'm already getting ahead of it. This is the most locked in I've ever been. Fingers crossed, hope this streak continues. It might have something to do with the last 3 days that I've been at the pub. Maybe might have to make it a 4th tomorrow. We'll have to see. Another day, another dollar. It is day 3. Back with more of the same today. Today we're going to be finishing up what we started yesterday. My thinking is I can finish up the remainder of my notes in about 2-3 hours. Then that'll give me enough time to go to the gym, come home, relax, and just be able to enjoy my Friday night. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what exam season's all about? In my opinion, that's what it's about, because that's what life is about. So slight update, guys. It's currently 3 p.m. and I have still not left the house yet. You may be wondering, Spencer, what the hell are you doing? I thought you were locked in. What's going on? And to that I'll say, I am actually logged in. I've actually been editing this video right now that you're watching right now. But the fact of the matter is, I still have not done any studying today. And honestly, I want to. I think the beast of locking in has fully taken over my vessel because I want to do schoolwork. This is not something that happens ever. So I gotta strike while the iron's hot. I'm about to sit down at my desk, lock in, and then we have to go to the gym because I need to go to the gym. It's been way too long.
So my initial intention was to finish my differential equations notes, but I was promptly interrupted by a very important message.
Little change of plans. Sean is at the pub. So I'm going to the pub.
My initial intention was to go to the pub, but unfortunately my plans got interrupted a second time.
She did work today. I went to work, did schoolwork at 10 in the morning.
So unfortunately, guys, didn't quite make it to the pub, didn't quite make it to the gym either, was stopped outside by these absolute hooligans, and now I'm back home.
And now we're drinking.
Just kidding, once again, apparently we are doing work just on the couch edition.
And after only about an hour, I finally learned everything there was to know about differential equations.
I'm coming to you a little later than usual right now. It is actually 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'm not going to study today. I have made that executive call early. I made that call yesterday, actually. I finished all my review notes for differential equations. So I don't really want to be doing anything today. It's the weekend. I got to give myself like a chill day where I just relax and rock and do nothing all day. But before I'm allowing myself to do that, acting like I haven't just been allowing myself to do that for the last several hours, it's apparently my week to clean the house. So I have to clean the house today. But after I finish those 2, maybe 3 tasks for today, then I can allow myself to sit, rot, play video games, doom scroll, all of the above.
Despite how little I wanted to do it, it was time to clean the house. And honestly, looking back on this video, I'm impressed by the way we're decorating this house. I really think our selection of wall art just gives you something to ponder as you step into our house. Like you walk in and you just wonder, what the hell is wrong with these people? And from this view, you can't even see our O.J. Simpson poster. We're really turning this college house into a college home. Also, I'm not sure if you guys just caught that, but I just poured a mixture of dish soap and water on the ground because we are out of Swiffer juice. You will notice that I do this again, and honestly, it is a very good, easy substitute. However, it does make your floors slippery as hell, so beware if you're trying this at home. Also, if you find that dishes are constantly piling up in your drying rack, you can just get another one. Oh, there was the dish soap method again. I honestly overestimated how much voiceover I would really have to do, so I'm kind of running out of things to say. So let's just take a moment of silence together. That was beautiful, wasn't it? And boom, just like magic, my house was clean again.
I can't lie to you guys, I feel like my sleep schedule is getting a little bit cooked. The thing is, it is Sunday. This is still the weekend, technically not designated lock-in time. However, I won't let that stop me from locking in slightly. So I mentioned before I have a presentation for my hardest class, my last exam class. So I also have a paper for that class, I think due tomorrow. I'm assuming it's due tomorrow because I'm gonna finish it today. It's almost done. I just want to get something done to feel good about myself so I can slack off and play Minecraft for the rest of the day. I also booked an appointment for my phone. Like, look at this. This is all because accurate reenactment. So there's a screw in the bench here. My phone's on the ground here. No case, because why would I bump the bench? Crunk. Now it's fucked. So I have an appointment for that at 4 p.m. today. So between now and 4 p.m. I have to shower and finish my paper. Hopefully we can get these two things done. I'm very optimistic with my work ethic, so I think I'll be able to do it. And then tomorrow we can get back to some regularly scheduled lock-ins.
I think I overestimated how much time I needed to give myself for my paper, which left me enough time to go grocery shopping for the essentials. Then it was time to head to my appointment. Originally, I got quoted for a back glass. It's like the way they do it, they swap out the back glass in the charging port. So that whole thing would cost about $320. And then he did a little more investigating, looking at my phone. There's like a little chip on the bottom of the glass. He's like, when I'm pulling that out, there's a chance it might just shatter and fuck your phone. So then I have to replace the front glass, which would be another like $100 and something. And then also he was like, I showed him my cameras because my back camera, there's like a little, something's wrong with one of them at least. Like I don't know. Pretty much my phone is a piece of shit. I have had it for 4 years, almost coming up in 4 years at this point. So I think I'm just gonna rock with the shittiness. He was honestly the GOAT. He helped me see that my phone is a piece of shit and that it's not worth fixing.
We're up and at 'em early today. First exam is coming up this week, this Thursday actually. And I'm very prepared for it, so I'm not studying for it today. If you guys remember the calendar at the start of the video, I have a presentation the day after that exam. My idea is I work on and finish that presentation and hopefully get a script going and try and get as much done on that as I can today. And then I'll call it a day. I think I'm about to go link up with Sean. He had his first exam yesterday, so we'll see how that went for him. Sean, how'd your exam go yesterday?
Horrible.
And so like the true genius I am, I left my laptop charger at home. And so with 42 minutes of battery life and a dream, I set off to start making my presentation. Now, only 2 hours into my 42 minutes, Sean so lovingly informed me that this was an oral presentation and not a slideshow like I had been working on. Clearly, I was ecstatic to hear this news. And so with what little sanity I had left, I began progress on my new presentation that actually took significantly less time than my PowerPoint. Look at me go, finding the hardest way to do things. It was at about this time that Sean was fed up with my stupidity and left me. So now that my presentation was finished, I took my sorry ass to the gym, then it was time to head home.
So that's another very productive, very successful, definitely not frustrating and irritating study day down in the books. So for the next 2 days, I'm going to be spending my time studying that exam I have on Thursday morning, 9 a.m. specifically. So currently it's 5:04, which means it's time to play Minecraft for the rest of the evening. I think this is a great plan. Spencer, what about you? What do you think? I also think this is a great plan. So I'm glad we came to a consensus that this is a great plan. The urge to play Minecraft all day, every day is only getting stronger, and I haven't even had an exam yet. It's time to force myself to lock in because I have to. But I'm trying something new today. So the layout of Queen's campus is most people are concentrated up at the top here. There's Stauffer Library, there's the J-Duck, there's the Arc, there's Mitchell, there's another library. All the main things are up at the top here. But if you head down University Street, there's a few other buildings with classrooms and stuff like that in them that nobody takes. So since everyone's concentrated up here, I'm gonna make my way down there and try and find a study room or just somewhere where I can have the freedom to take up a whole classroom by myself and not be interrupted. Sean unfortunately won't be studying with us today because he had an exam, so he doesn't want to study today, which fair enough. I don't want to study today because I just don't want to.
And so definitely as soon as that video was done recording, definitely not 2 hours later, we headed to campus. And so we started off in this first room, but there was something very off about this room. See, I think it was filled with an evil aura that made me unable to do derivatives as a 4th year math student because I spent about half an hour trying to figure out the derivative of 1 over 1 plus x. Spoiler alert, it's 1 over 1 plus x squared. And so to escape these bad spirits, we made our way to a new classroom, somewhere with far better energy that allowed me to actually do math properly. So after an embarrassingly long time spent walking around aimlessly, like I seem to be doing every day now, it was finally time to do some work. And at this point, the morale was high and the vibes were effervescent.
Guys, so Andrew's been shiny hunting
Get my fucking apron done.
a Cabalion for
care.
so long. Let's see if this one's shiny.
It's not.
How long have you been doing this for?
Too long.
It's been about a month.
Oh my god,
It's been like daily too.
And it was at this point where I finally entered flow state. And I'm really happy I was able to capture this on video. As you can tell, clearly my monster had kicked in.
Fuck your beer rolls, dude. I hate you.
That was an abysmal performance by me. I can't even lie. So I didn't even leave my house till 2. Then we didn't even get to like the first location until 2:30-ish. Not doing any work at this location. We go to another location. I do a little bit of work. Then Andrew can't study because there's one other person in the room. So we had to move rooms and then find another room where there was no people. Then I got to that room probably about 3 o'clock. And then I actually started to lock in officially. But unfortunately, I didn't get nearly enough done. Tomorrow will be different. I'm gonna say that now, knowing it's gonna be exactly the same tomorrow. Today was just a practice run, you know, still easing my way into it. Tomorrow, going in at it hard, doing all the tests, all the homework, making sure I understand fundamentally what is going on in this class so that on Thursday morning at exactly 9 a.m. as soon as I see that exam, I'm gonna know all the answers and I'm gonna walk out of that bitch. I gotta be honest with you guys, not 1 ounce of my being wants to study right now. We only have 8 days left of exam season and I wish we had 0. I haven't even had a single exam yet and I'm already tired. My first exam is 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Getting a little stressed out. I also forgot I do actually have 4 exams, but the other one, which is a week from tomorrow, the morning one is online. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I honest to God do not care. I'm not even gonna look at my notes for that because they don't exist. I don't have notes for that class because he just read the slides. Those are the notes. Whatever. Time to get back on the saddle again. As much as this horse does not want to be ridden, he's making his way. He's gonna ride off into the sunset, you know, because it's important that we pass these classes, isn't it, guys? I'm in 4th year. It's so hard for me to care anymore. I'm just, what is going on? I was so locked in last week, starting last Wednesday. Like I was so dialed, and now I'm lost.
Thankfully, I was able to find myself just in time to trudge myself through the slushy wasteland we call a Kingston winter. But don't get too attached to this beautiful weather because in a few days, it'll be gone. And alas, I made it to my stronghold where I dwelled for the next 7 hours doing nothing but studying non-linear data analysis non-stop. And as you can see here, we were off to a great start as we were confused by question 1. But once we overcame this hurdle, it was smooth sailing from there.
Alright y'all, it's 7 p.m. I have officially been here since, I think it was like 1. And I think I'm calling it for today. Don't know who this guy is behind me. He just kind of showed up in this room and I thought he was homeless, so I just kind of let him sleep. I say I'm fairly prepared for the exam tomorrow. If he asks about Tikhonov regularization or our Miho's method, no fucking clue how to do that. But anything else, I'm pretty solid on. He's got a very extensive formula sheet. So hopefully that should carry me through the exam. Tomorrow it is at 9 a.m. like I've said. So this is gonna be a little rough waking up in the morning when I'm used to getting out of bed at 11. So we'll see how this goes. Early bedtime for me, allegedly. Anything to say? At Queen's University, he's destroying school property.
And in the 7 hours I was locked in my dungeon, you may think, hey, maybe the weather would get a little better. Nope. It actually got worse. And after narrowly avoiding drowning on the way home, I was able to fall asleep to the soothing voice of my professor.